So, today's subject matter is yet another Windows 3.1 computer game. Go figure. Slam by Robert Epps, released in 1993 for Windows 3.1 platforms, originally under a shareware format. Apparently Mr. Epps had eventually since released this game as freeware for all to enjoy, and yet we still have this registration window. Okay. So if you can't already tell by the video on screen, Slam is essentially tabletop air hockey where the winner is the one that scores 11 points first. And that's all there is to it. It's a single player affair, which means no bloody brawls or broken friendships to be expected because of shenanigans in a multiplayer game gone awry, but playing the game with a computer AI should provide you with a decent bit of challenge. Challenge you could fully customize to your liking by tweaking the quickness and aggressiveness of your opponent, which is rather nice. You could also change the colors of the tables and set pieces, as well as change the viewing angle to your liking, which is actually not a bad idea. Slam's control scheme is pretty straightforward and dirt easy to understand. You move your circular paddle on the bottom with the mouse and slam the puck with your paddle in an attempt to shoot it into your opponent's goal line while preventing the same from being done to you. Moving around with the mouse is quite simple and very responsive with little to no delay. There's really nothing to it. You move paddle, you hit puck, you try to get puck into the other guy's hole, keep it out of yours. Simple enough. Game tends to be heated because the puck moves about pretty damn fast and it's usually difficult to keep track of it at times because of how fast it can move. And this usually means that scoring is partly based on skill and partly based on luck, as more often than not you'll be scoring in your own net more often than your opponent will, and vice versa, even with quickness and aggressiveness settings driven down to the bare minimum. It's a pretty fast-paced game and it can be easy for you to score in your own net, but then again it could happen to your opponent as well, so yeah. Visually, Slam's nothing to write home about, using the bare minimum of visual elements to represent the air hockey table and other things. Circles are nice and smoothly drawn, everything moves about smoothly, and the table itself looks fairly basic and clean, even when viewed at really strange angles or even overhead, which is really nice. In terms of sound, it's fairly minimal, only 2 sound effects to be found in the entire game. Fairly crisp sounding, sure, but it does get annoying after a while, especially during highly intense matches when those happen, which is quite common actually. Overall, Slam's a relatively simple and ancient game, but one that's actually functional and enjoyable in short bursts. No doubt there are better, more recent air hockey games out there if you look hard enough, and really, in the grand scheme of things, Slam is a pretty unremarkable game that doesn't really do a whole lot, but what little it does do, it does well, and that's fine by me. All in all, not bad for a quick game or two.